welcome back to a Hairstylist Guide to Success 101. In our previous segment, we talked about obtaining a successful career by setting goals actually for ourselves. With no goals, there's basically no motivation. So, my question to you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you see yourself owning your own salon? Do you see yourself working behind the scenes on set, or being an instructor? The reason why it's good to envision yourself at least 5 years from now is that way. Meanwhile, in your career, you can guide yourself in that direction. So that you have something to work towards. Another thing when setting goals for yourself is sticking to a niche market. And the reason why I say it's good to be in a niche market is because you're basically branding yourself and you are directing yourself and focusing a little bit more on that clientele which you'd like to specialize for. For instance, I work in a naturally curly salon. We deal with strictly curly hair, and I have gotten education on cutting naturally curly hair, learning how to maintain it, manage it, and deal with it, and cut it, and actually teach my clients how to do that. And that's what they love, and that's my niche. I stick in that market, and it's amazing because being in the natural hair market, there is so much curly girls or women who want to wear their hair natural but just don't know how. You can be in a niche market for color, or if it's for just blow drying, or if it's just for doing extensions, or the sky's the limit, or maybe just crazy avant-garde work. So that's why I think it's important to stick in a niche market. So figure out what your niche market is, and that way it can better help guide you in the direction and branding that you want for yourself. Also, once you've figured out your 5-year goal, what your niche is, I would like you to focus on your short-term and long-term goals that can lead you in that right direction. Getting feedback from clients is very important as well. So, and not being afraid of feedback. This is how you grow. This is how you learn. So what I normally do is I keep track of my performance. I have a calendar that I have for myself. I put the date on there, definitely. For every day that I work in the salon, I put the date, I put how many clients I serviced, put how many clients were new, and I total up how many clients I had actually pre-book for the following for their next visit. So when I keep track of my clients and I keep track of what I'm doing, I keep track of how many people were happy. I also have a column, for how many people were wowed, just excited that everything worked out amazing. And I also keep track of how many clients weren't wowed. And as I keep track of what I'm doing, I'm able to look back at the day before and figure out where I went wrong, where my opportunities were, and how I can be better for the next time. So when you keep track of your clients, this allows you to see how effective you have been in attaining your goals. Goal setting and feedback go hand in hand. Without feedback, goal setting is unlikely to work. Getting feedback in short-term objectives will help to sustain your motivation and commitment to a goal. So if it's feedback from your bosses, if it's feedback from your clients, if it's feedback from your peers, it's great to take that feedback and learn from it, basically. Okay, so again, I described my worksheet to you on how I keep track of my clients and who's happy, who's not happy, and how much clients I've serviced for the day. So by the end of the month now, I can see, all right, I did 100 clients, I had 25 new clients, I pre-booked 70 clients, which is good because then you can actually see your retention on how well you are bringing that client back in. And that is always important because once you know what you're doing, you can own your agenda, you can own your work calendar, and the sky's the limit from there because you will know where the gaps are and you'll know how to fill it and how to be better the next time. Okay, so guys, I know this sounds like a lot of information, but I want you to remember that these are the steps that it takes, the first steps that it takes to becoming successful. Before I forget, guys, about the topic of feedback, getting feedback, it is very important to make sure that you get feedback after every client. What I normally do is as soon as I'm done the haircut or the service, I ask, how do you feel? Do you like your new hairstyle? And let them be quite honest with you. Open up that communication. Getting feedback from clients, you should never let your clients walk out the door because unhappy, because that can ruin the salon's reputation. It can ruin your reputation, your image, and everything that you've worked towards for goal setting. I always follow up with my clients if they are happy or not happy. That's one of the things I stand behind. And all of these things are through goal setting. So, okay guys, so I want you guys to stay tuned for next week's episode on focusing on a niche market and why it's important. Till then, you guys, I will see you guys next week. But till then, knowledge is power. Have a great night.
The music just turns me on.